G'day guys, welcome to the channel. Today is the first new watch alert for February. Now, what I've got here in front of me is a brand new Longines that I ended up picking up from Gregory's. Shout out Gregory's, they treated me like a VIP. The rep that I was dealing with, I actually bought a Tudor Black Bay off her 2 years ago when she first started, and I'm glad that she remembered me and treated me like a VIP, which is fantastic. Yeah, really happy with Gregory's. Gregory's is a great place to get your watches from. Now, the Longines Legend Diver, what I ended up getting is the one with the green lacquered dial. Beautiful, beautiful watch, very great value for money. And what prompted me to go for the Legend Diver 39 was a number of things. The first one was I was looking for a green dialed watch, and in my hunt for this perfect green dial watch, I landed on a couple of options. Now, the first option I had was the Rolex Oyster Perpetual 41 with the green lacquered dial. And look, my collection is very Rolex heavy. I've got 4 Rolexes in my collection, and I thought to myself, look, if I add the green dial, it's not the end of the world. However, it's the most popular color outside of the Celebration, right? And the Tiffany. So green does come with a premium on the gray market, right? It's an additional 5 grand on top. So they're going for about 15 grand in the gray used market, whereas retail, we're talking about that 10 grand. Now with the retail side of things for that piece, you're not going to be able to get it anytime soon because it's so popular. Wait times are just ridiculous. So I thought to myself, you know what, I'm not paying extra for this and I don't want to wait for it, right? So if I end up getting the call, I'll get the call, I might pick it up, whatever. But look, not going to wait for it. Don't worry about it. The other 3 watches I thought of was the Seamaster 300 Diver, the seaweed green, the Aquaterra in that green, as well as the IWC Mark 20 with the green dial. Beautiful watches, all of them. Now, I crossed off the Seamaster and I was very close to buying one for the pure reason that I already had a Seamaster, right? I had the black ceramic dial from back in 2018. I've had that for 5 years. That was actually my first video I launched on my YouTube channel, doing a long-term review on that. And it was great, it was fantastic, but do I want to go back and do it all over again, right? Probably not. I want to try something different. So then I ended up looking at the Aquaterra. Now the Aquaterra, again, fantastic watch. But I've had Omegas before, right? So, and I currently have an Omega in my Speedy within the collection. So trying something new, didn't want to go for those. And I had a look at the IWC. Now between the IWC and this watch, what really gravitated me towards this, besides the price point, because the IWC is about $2,000 or $3,000 more expensive, what gravitated me to this was its unique design. When you're starting to look into super compressor cases, you don't have many options out there. You got the Longines Legend Diver, then you have to end up going to the JLC world, right? The Polarises and stuff. And look, I don't have Polaris money at the moment. It's just the honest fact. How much do Polarises go for? Let's have a quick gander at this JLC Polaris. Yeah, $17,900 for a JLC Polaris. You can get one in the used market, but green is the more popular option. Used market, we're probably talking about 10 grand. And now, what prompted me to choose the Legend Diver over the JLC Polaris was the money. So it's an additional 5, 6, 7 grand on top if I'm getting it used, but as well as the bracelet design. So this Legend Diver has this nifty beads of rice bracelet, right? It's a 7-link bracelet. And I thought to myself, you know what? I want to give that a go. The bracelet on the JLC. The bracelet on the JLC, although it's fantastic, it's just that traditional 3-link bracelet. And look, when we're comparing both the Longines and the Polaris, it's such a big difference in price, but it's also a big difference in quality, and I'll get to the quality of this in a second. So there we have it, the Longines Legend Diver 39mm in the green lacquered dial. It is a fantastic watch, and I want to show you the box as well. I want to do a bit of an unboxing for you. However, it's not without its flaws. Now, there aren't many reviews out there on the interwebs. You've got reviews from major publications like Theo and Harris. I think Time and Tide did one as well with Teddy Baldessar. However, from a real world perspective, a lot of those videos have missed out on a lot of the things I want to touch on this watch because I paid my own money to buy it, right? And I didn't pay retail for this. With Longines, you can easily go into a AD and ask for a discount, a hefty discount at that. Yeah, there's a bit to unpack with this watch, so let's show off the box. Let's have a close-up on this watch and then give you my closing thoughts. Okay, so I thought I'd use my nice lovely green chair to show off the green Legend Diver box and all. So the box is one of the best boxes I've ever seen. The lady who served me mentioned that it's the new generation box of Longines. It destroys the Panerais and the Bridlings of the world. So retail for this watch is about 5,600. Again, you can get a nifty discount on this. And they did a lot of effort with this box. It's, as you can hear, made out of wood, leather grain with the trimming here. Outer box, just a standard cardboard, held together by this leather piece and this pin here. Now, underneath the box is where the warranty card is. So warranty cards, manual, things like that, we are all good to go. But opening up this box, it is a sight to behold. Have a look at that. It is beautiful. You've got the metallic plaque here. Spare links can go in there. And there's a secret compartment underneath where you can hide your little knickknacks and stuff. So let me just try and open this part up. It's a bit finicky, so bear with me. There we go. So opening it up, you've got a little storage compartment in there. As you can see here, metal placard. It is beautiful. It is a beautiful box, and I feel like it's better than the Rolex box, actually. If I gotta tell you the truth, the Rolex box is just, yeah, how's it going? But lined with some sort of leather, soft leather material here. That metal piece there is amazing. Great attention to detail. And let's actually go to the specialist room and put this watch under the specialist lighting. But as you can see here on my 6.5-inch wrist, beautiful wearing watch, but let's go up close with it and give you some detail. The Longines Legend Diver. Let me actually do a quick thumbnail for the video because I don't want to use AI for this. That is beautiful. Okay, so the dimensions of this watch: 39mm case diameter, 47mm lug to lug, and a thickness of about 12.7mm, especially adding on to that domed sapphire crystal. Now the bracelet itself, it's a 7-link beads of rice bracelet, as you can see, and the bracelet is held in with pins. So I actually got bamboozled. I thought it was screws, but it turns out it's actually pins, because as you can see here, you just have to use a pin tool. So as you can see, there's a little like screw look where the pin latches in, and I thought it was screws, but whatever, right? Now, clasp here, center link is polished, so that will scratch. And as you can see, this is the major difference with the new gen Legend Divers. You've got the micro adjust. So it's a bit finicky, if I gotta tell you the truth. Like, it's better than nothing. However, I believe it's just the one position, but when you press down on it, it's not smooth, right? It is not a smooth experience, but it's better than nothing. It's a good thing to have. Now, as you can see, I tried to close it down and didn't close properly. Now, on my 6.5-inch wrist, let's put it on. It wears beautifully on my 6.5-inch wrist. As I mentioned, 47mm lug to lug. Let's zoom it in there. 47mm lug to lug. The lugs themselves are polished, with the outer flanks being brushed, which is nice. There is also some polishing around the dial, as you can see from the lighting reflecting off it. And the beads of rice is polished as well, with the outer flanks of the bracelet, outer links being brushed. Now, the sides of the bracelet is polished as well. And you've got the twin trigger release for the clasp, and you've got this cheap feeling metal part for the clasp blade. Now, some of the pros and cons to this watch. Now, the pros, starting off, that dial is beautiful. This is why you get the new gen Longines Legend Divers, right? And the mechanics of the watch work really, really well. So as you can see here, the super compressor part is powered by this, and you can actually just set it, push it in, and then screw it to lock it in place. It works well. Now with the movement, you've got, I believe, 70 hours plus power reserve with hand winding. and hacking seconds. There is no ghost date for this watch, so that's a good thing that they paid attention to detail with it there. Everything works well. The winding is really smooth. You also got nice detail on the back here with the case back. And it's cost certified, so I believe the accuracy measurements is like -4 + 6 seconds, or the other way around. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's good enough, right? Like, it's a certified movement with good hour power reserve, and it's well built. Now, the issues with this watch that a lot of the reviews out there fail to mention is this bracelet feels cheap. Like, it doesn't feel good for the price point. Like, it's fine, it works fine, it feels good on the wrist. However, if you do get this watch and you do get a chance to handle it, you're gonna know exactly what I mean as soon as you feel it, right? Like, the bracelet itself is very tinny feeling. It's kind of reminiscent of like a Seiko bracelet in a sense, and it's not the worst thing in the world. The clasp is great. Just the feel of the bracelet, yeah, it's a bit underwhelming, but I forgive the quality of the bracelet because the watch is such a unique, beautiful design, and it wears well for a lot of people's wrists. It's the Goldilocks ratio, right? 39 mil, 47 lug to lug, and sub 12 mil thickness. It's a fantastic watch for the price point, it is, but one of my gripes is just how cheap the bracelet feels. And not only that, for 5Gs Australian, right? Like, I'm expecting screws for the links themselves. Like, having just pins is a bit how's it going with the price point that this is at. But again, you forgive it because it's such a beautiful looking wearing watch, right? So look, there's a lot of compromise to this watch. Now, the greatest comparison I have with Longines is Tudor, because the price points are so similar. And Tudor just offers such great value for money with its features, its quality, its robustness, that it's hard to beat. The thing that Longines has over Tudor is its funky, unique designs, right? Like, you don't find Tudors with nice, colorful dials like this with retro-inspired flair that isn't just repeats of the same Black Bay every single time, right? So if you want a great quality watch with a lot of heritage and pretty much nearly everything is perfect, you go for a Tudor. However, with the Longines, it's fun, it's quirky, it's unique, it's its own thing. And look, although there are issues with this watch, it's great, man. Like, it's a good watch. I do highly recommend it, but I do encourage people to ask that discount off the AD, because 5,600, look, what are you gonna get? You're gonna get either this or a Black Bay 54. And the Black Bay 54 or Black Bay 58 or Black Bay 58 GMT, you got a lot of options out there, and I don't think this is worth the retail price. If I gotta be honest, it's not worth the retail price. It's worth the price if you get a discount. So let's get back to face level, finish this video off, and give you my closing thoughts. Okay, my friends, back at face level with my closing thoughts. Now, the overall package to this watch is brilliant, right? It's a unique, fun, retro-inspired watch with a lot of attention to detail with the packaging and the presentation. It wears beautifully, it feels great on the wrist, and looking at it, man, it's just a well-built piece of kit. The polishing is done tastefully, it's not over the top. The brushing gives it that depth, you know, different flavors and different textures to the watch. The super compressor part of things, yeah, it works. I'm probably not going to use it, but I like the design of it and stuff. So it's just nice. The winding feels nice. As I mentioned in the close-up, the issues of it are very superficial in nature. It's just, for the price point, it's a nice bracelet and it's a nice package overall. It's a nice watch. Though I expected a better feeling bracelet for that $5,600, especially because as consumers we're spoiled for choice, right? Like, it's not the worst bracelet in the world, but it's very reminiscent of a Seiko bracelet, and with the price points of Seiko being like sub $1,000 and under, with this being 5,600, like, come on, man. The blade itself, it's not as bad as a Seiko blade on the class, but yeah, I mean, it's it could be better. That's what I'm saying. Now, the micro adjust, it's nice to have, but as I mentioned with the overall bracelet, it just doesn't feel like it's good. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't feel like it's refined. I think that's the best word I can describe it. It doesn't feel refined. It's just, there you go. Here's your micro adjust. Have fun. It's nice. It's nice to have, but I don't know if this is just one or two settings. I don't know. Like the Omega one with the Speedy, it's just one setting, but you know it's just one setting. But whatever, man. It's nice to have. Other than that, as I mentioned in my close-up, I don't think it's worth that $5,600 asking price on retail. I think if you go in and have that commitment to buy, you can get away with a pretty significant discount off this here. I think as a retail new piece for a lot of consumers out there, around 4.5 is probably worth your consideration with this watch. And that's just because we're sport for choice, right? Like, we got a lot of options out there. You can look into Tag. Oris has a lot of nice vintage divers. Again, Tudor is the master at this price point there. So I can understand why there aren't that many videos out there and there's not a lot of people looking at this watch, but it is worth your consideration. It's beautiful, it's unique, it's quirky. I love the dial on this watch. It completely destroys the Oyster Perpetual dial, even though Rolex is Rolex, right? But yeah, that's my video on this new watch alert for February. Hopefully, again, this isn't a monthly occurrence. And it's nice to have experience with different brands, man. That's what I want to do, is just try different things, right? Like, I know that I buy a lot of luxury hype pieces like your Rollies and Omegas and stuff, but look, I use my own money to get these things, even though I do get treated a bit differently from a lot of ADs and dealers out there because I'm quite active. I make these videos in the hopes to give you that information that you need to make an informed decision when you're buying a watch at the end of the day. Because look, 4.5 grand for this, it's still a lot of money, especially as a hobby. It's a lot of money for a lot of people. So look, I hope this video has helped you. Thank you for tuning in. It's a bit of a longer format video than what I wanted to do. However, there's a lot of things we need to go through with this watch here in order for you guys to be more informed. I just want to make sure you guys are aware that there are cons to this watch before you commit to buying something, especially if you buy it online without handling it and trying it. But yeah, lovely watch. You can't go wrong with it. Just keep in mind, there are other options out there that could be more up your alley for that price point. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Catch you on the next one.